Welcome back. We are live here from Lutheran Sports Ground here in Adelaide. The wonderful city of Adelaide, which has given us a mild 20 degrees tonight. The Force versus Titan, our second of our back-to-back. We've got the Flyers, the Titans on offense. We've got Perkins in the middle of the disc. And that is an early, looks like hand block from Mitchell, which will see Force pick up the disc through Battix to take an early break in a very short field. Finds the inside break for Eichner, and the continuation is there for bookends. And it appears like Mitchell has bookends. Well done. Force up 1-0.
Everyone just say you didn't see us.
So the Force coming in 3-1. They were tied for first. Actually, they were first on goal difference over Southside Riptide. Riptide going down tonight, my team, on Universe Point. If you missed it, if not, go back and look at a very windy zone field game, which then puts the Flyers up into third position outright on 2 and 3. The Titans, without their captain Middleton tonight, looking to equal the score. Big pull again from Eichner, landing in, rolling towards Ramadan. Ramadan with the bubble, centers to Perkins. Finds Ramadan again. As the lights come on, he finds Smits on a beautiful inside. The wind is gusty tonight. That's a huge outside into Schrader. Schrader has got Ramadan in his spades, and he's going to take it on his chest. Leveling it up 1-1. So as I said, captain of Titans unable to be with us tonight. He's away on holidays. This is that time of year, being the first week of the new year.
No, take me back home.
Titans spearheaded by Schrader and Ramadan. They will come out now on defense. For the Force, it appears like the Force's captain, Ben Pale, is not present either. Rumour has it he's away. So that probably leaves most of the strategy to the likes of the very experienced Foley, as well as Eichner, many Nationals campaigns, as well as Sam Kayon is around tonight. I believe he was here for 4 games. I'm not sure how the cancelled week kind of changed or didn't change that, or maybe added a week, but he is here and he's present tonight. A dangerous thrower, dangerous on either hand, really. And it looks like the Titans are getting set. Ramadan with the big pull. That's going to sit and land in the central, just shy of the brick on the centre. Kayon. Finds Foley. Finds Kayon. And they're working it through the middle as a squeeze. Not much resistance. As Smith overbids from the mark, they've got the around, they've got the inside. They are having whatever throw they want at the moment. Foley on the outside. Lefty backhand. Finds Kayon. Finds Eichner. Challenged by Lazada. It's a tight cup. He scoops it around but cannot be picked up by Foley. That's a turn. Titans will pick it up at about half field, directly in line with our camera. It's Ramadan. He's got Ordonez. He's got Donaldson under. Takes one-handed. He relocates himself. Wants the around. Beautiful throw to space. Ramadan now has no one moving for him. He's got Schrader coming, and it appears like it's over his head. Roberts reads it well, gets the disc back. Eichner is moving. Oh, bubbles to himself, Battix. He throws him around. That's a beautiful throw to space. Eichner has all the time, and he's taking plenty of steps. as many as he wants. Kaon. Oh, Ramadan leaves his feet. The window that Kaon thought was there was all of a sudden not, and now Titans have nothing moving. It looks like Lazada is going to take it. No, he's got a ball of his hands, and Foley cleans up the mess. Foley with the flick around, finds Eichner in the middle of the field. Back to Foley, and there is mass confusion. Fuzzy inside, that's beautiful to Roberts. Roberts with a low release, mowing the lawn as he does so. Finds Eichner, finds Kaon. Oh dear, I think there is a call. And is everybody okay? Schrader seems to, let's see that on replay. So Foley to Eichner, and then Eichner's given and gone and thought, give me something. With back in though, Kaon moves it to Foley, back to Kaon. It appears like there's space in the middle. The Titans are doing a better job now of maybe not letting those easy ones off. Glennie, very close mark, and Baddix finds Roberts for a goal. That's a hold. Force up 2-1.
Where was my tour on? You've been there and run back and forth 7,000 times. You didn't say half one.
I'm not PG enough for it. I can't let him PG. And I get stage fright.
Not about the game. Just talk shit. Just talk about your dinner.
I don't want to say. I made a really great call.
Say how shit everyone's going.
Back in point 4. Back in point 4.
Clearly shows inexperience.
Force coming out in defense. Up a break. Shortish pull, Ramadan Fields. He's got Smiths on the break side. Beautiful low release. Foley puts the spear straight up, force, but gets beaten inside. Smith unable to reel. Baddix to pick up. Baddix with a very floaty up and under, but it looks like Eichner's got the best sit. Finds Foley. Finds Eichner again. So much space. And it appears like they're just going to give go until they score. The Titans doing a good job so far in at least initiating play. The next one is either reasonably tight or poorly executed. There's a bit of a gusty wind tonight. However, it has died down from the first time slot. Probably looks like we're in for what appears to be matched both ways most of the game.
You good? Maybe you're fine. Sam, G.
So Force now with 2 breaks. They're up 3-1. And as they get set for the next point, I'm joined in the booth by Vishal Narayan. Welcome, Vish.
Yeah, thanks, Brill. Good to be here. So, slightly windy day as usual. The Super League wind pushing towards the city. Doesn't seem to be affecting Force too much. We've seen a couple of floaty ones go up from Ramadan.
Yeah, I was just talking to myself before, and I feel like it's a very different game than what we just played in that the wind is a bit more gusty, and so they're playing a lot more match. But with that said, the execution of the Titans is maybe just not quite as crisp as it needs to be. Fielded by Ramadan. We've got Perkins back to Ramadan. Inside break.
Inside throw to Jack Donaldson. Donaldson surveying, looking for 30. Recovers.
Second effort. There's been a couple of those so far actually. I think that's the third. Couple into the same spot. Has to dump, but we'll find Smith surely on the open side.
Easy open.
And the next one, you got Ordonez. Brian again. Working
It's
under
up a little
well
41 and just a little fumble there from Schrader. Disc goes now. Foley to pick up. Kaido setting up as our dump. This Foster Ramadan matchup is really one to watch.
That is exciting.
Both very quick players. And Foley throws it away.
Schrader actually made
Brian
that.
throws it to
defense.
Smith.
Oh,
Smith
and
puts up the disc. That's a floaty one. And it's a pad grab.
And it's going to be
Oh,
Lozada, the
it's all
shortest man on the
Lozada.
field.
He's always
Why
there
does
for the
that-
crumbs.
Why does that always happen?
Ooh, and he's getting stalled out now.
He is.
It's a high stall. Ramadan recovers it.
Two Titans going for the same disc, but Ramadan comes down.
We've got some
Settles.
ends and offense here. He's
And
looking for
looks
that.
like-
And Lozada.
What a point from Kevin Lozada.
As the sideline cheers loudly for hometown hero.
What's that saying? It's like, it's not the size of the dog in the fight.
Yeah.
It's the size
Size
of the fight
of the
that's in the
dog.
dog. And I feel like that's Lozada. That is
It's a perfect description of Lozada. He's always a
On
workhorse.
that replay, we just missed it, but I just missed it. But you could see him get there early, but he didn't go for the pack. He knew where the wind was going, and he took his chances and it
Yeah.
worked out for him.
He
That's
knows
a
his
clever
strengths,
play.
he plays to them, and it works out. As it's now 2-3. Ramadan offering a little pep talk to the Titans.
Forced up a couple breaks. They've made really an assertive effort once they find the turn, which seems to be the Titans throwing away at the moment.
Yeah, this gusty wind is picking up a few of these discs, a few of these higher stall rounds that are coming, and we'll see whether that plays into the rest of this game. Ramadan winds up for the pull. Big pull. Fielded by Andy Baddix. To Kaon. Back to Baddix. As Foster looks to set up there. Looks through to Lockie, to Kaon. Back to Eichner on this downwind sideline. Easy throw to get it off. Baddix to Foster. Eichner back to Foster. They're really threading the needle here,
They are.
but
They're doing
it's
it in
working
rhythm.
out.
They're doing it in rhythm, which is fun to play against. It's fast, it's high risk, but it's high reward.
It's very much in flow here as the disc goes to Roberts on the end zone, and he throws a goal. I believe that's Hamish Mitchell with another goal.
Second goal of the game after his initial bookends. That is a low release that in the wind can, may or may not, work out for you.
That's his favorite
But
throw.
that is the Roberts throw, isn't it? That's the Roberts special.
That
It
is the Roberts special.
A low backhand flick of the wrist.
If we have a Scott Swartz special, which is our brave huck to the end zone, Dan's definitely got that inside low release backhand.
So what do you think, Vish? What do we got in this game? What's going to happen? Do you think Force will take the step off, or do you think they'll keep moving forward? Do you think?
The Force looked a little shaky coming into this league, but they've kind of started clicking on all cylinders. Even missing the captain today, Ben Powler, they still look to be in good form, and they're really working it. The handlers are making good decisions. The cutters are taking throws that they have, and I think the Titans are going to have to look to give Ramadan some options. It looks like he's been stuck on an island a couple times here to open the game. Been forced to make some tough inside breaks and around breaks to keep the possession. So I think it's a matter of the Titans supporting cast around Ramadan, stepping up and helping them put in some more goals.
It's a tale of two very different teams, I feel. I feel like the Force have a lot of people that are comfortable behind the disc, comfortable with the disc, and want the disc, right, to throw and to make things happen, especially in the mids.
Yeah.
And then you've got Titans, which are mostly cutters and receivers.
That's just the way Middleton drafted it.
It's worked out a little bit in one game. But also getting to the games helps. Oh, looks like Force are putting a zone on their own.
Donaldson starts behind the
now.
disc, and Foster's got him pretty locked up, but he gets it back.
Well,
As we released it.
I thought that was
Donaldson might have thought that was for someone behind him, and an easy throw from Keon to Eichner to put that disc in.
That's a shame, just a bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah.
Donaldson was... His arms are pretty long. He can get to most discs, but I feel like that was maybe for him.
Yeah, he might have looked at it and thought that was more of a throw to spread the field, but Titans just a little bit slow to adapt. Force have come out 5-2 here. They need to start recognizing a little bit quicker when that zone's coming out and adjust.
The zone's normally pretty good for a break or a turn, right? Because it just catches them off guard. And generally people are organizing for a vert or some kind of match offense. You throw that out, you get stuck, it's hard to recover.
Absolutely, and especially with a team like Titans where they have less players who are comfortable behind the disc, often there might be a little bit of hesitation there to, even if you're that front of stack, a little bit of hesitation to come back and be that third handler. Looking at this Titans roster here, it's really Ramadan, Donaldson, Lozada here getting unders, Ordiners, but they're mostly a team of deep receivers.
Yep.
As a touch there by Donaldson, leaves it there on the trap sideline. And a throwaway straight into the ground. Look to see Keon herding the sheep. Baddix his dump. This is some old school SA Ultimate here.
It is, and KO on one throw,
and that's just too easy for Force. As could be a good idea for Titans to call timeout here, disrupt a bit of the momentum, but looks like they're opting to just kind of play through it.
It's hard to really know who's kind of captaining the ship tonight.
Yeah.
Without Middleton. In previous weeks, I believe it's been Ramadan.
Yeah, I mean, Ramadan will generally be that line caller. Middleton has missed some time this season with a little bit of unavailability and a little bit of unfortunate injuries, a little bit of nagging injuries, but and again, this is really just a tale of the cast around Ramadan working to help him out here, especially in a zone. Those become so much more vital. Donaldson has come back and he's looking a little bit hesitant here, but we all believe in him. We all want him to come out here, use his length, use his skills, and let's see if Titans can put another one in.
Absolutely. It's good for anything. It's for seeing, some really old school, experienced looks, especially on defense. And for a lot of people, sometimes the first time even being in a specific role against that sort of defense, so they will adjust. It was like an inside.
Ramadan with an inside to Schrader. He's always going to get those unders because everyone's terrified of going deep. As the wind has really picked up here. And a throwaway from Perkins.
Perkins throws it behind. I don't think Ricardo got a touch then, but Foster picking it
Foster
up.
instantly picks it up, forces a throw into Eichner, and that's another turn there.
Looks like Perkins got a touch.
When it rains, it pours, and we might see a few more turns this point as the wind gusts behind us audibly.
Yeah, and he's going to throw it into the wind, and it looks like no one's going to touch that one before it lands and rolls towards the sideline.
That's a tough throw to throw on the low side of the field. The wind's pushing towards the city there, as you can see, towards the buildings in the background. Foster here to pick up on the sideline. Puts up one to Patil. Patil to Eichner. They continue to work. And looks to his dump. Good man. To Foster. Foster, easy open side throw. Baddix winding up that huck. Holsters wisely. Throws it inside to the middle of the field to Mitchell. And we're back to Patil on this low side here. Another one to Eichner. This is not the sideline you want to be on. And he gets it off to Foley. Foley to Baddix. Another break. As the disc pops up here. And might be a call here? No.
It looks like Agner was coming back and just couldn't quite reach it. He's made no call.
There's no call.
Yep.
Eichner loves to play a little bit of contact.
I
And
think that's the right call.
yeah, absolutely. Eichner's no stranger to a bit of physical contact, and I think he's made the right decision here with a no call.
The wind definitely took that, and it popped up, and it definitely carried it.
As it looks like we've got Ramadan on disc, Foster on the mark here.
Schrader engaging under.
Schrader is
Not
not
happening.
coming. As the open goes up,
Wants the open.
Donaldson. As we hear away yells on the field here. Smith not getting free, but Ramadan. As Ramadan winds up the huck, throws it out to Lozada. Oh, and Lozada can't get the crumbs this time. Foley chases it down, makes the read, gets that disc. Some would say we do get punishment for not catching our Ds, but
I feel like he tried to catch that. You see him afterwards?
he's
He was like,
made a great effort.
he's made the.
He's holding his. He's
shouldn't have had that popcorn before the game, you know.
He's holding his. He's
Buttery.
he's gripping his fingers together, letting us know he does get those 3 fantasy points.
Beautiful break there by Baddix to initiate,
Oh,
and
and a throwaway from Foley to Mitchell.
catching a ghost.
Brings it back to Schrader
Oh.
as he zings a bullet into Donaldson. That's a brave throw and a high release, or a normal release for Jack Donaldson.
That's not a high release. That's
a
a
standard
high
release.
release for anyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. As the timeout is called on the field.
Is that the first time out of the game? I believe it may be.
I believe it is.
What are we?
I believe it might be
7-2, I think. Maybe 7-3 now.
7-3, I think, with that
Maybe
6-3.
6-3.
Okay.
Still 6-3.
Right now, he's going to have to bid. Oh, just a football!
Huge layout block. Unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed. Huge swing pass and a great grab there from Steer. Why would you do that?
So the Titans taking that point, bringing it back to 3-6.
Bring it back to 3-6. Yep. Ultimate, very much a game of runs. We'll see if this one that they've put in, and if they can follow it up with a break, they'll be in a good position.
It can be a game of moments as well, and especially with a bit of wind, it really is like even more critical, right? Like there are games where there are moments where if you catch the point, it's a goal, and you're so close, and then
Absolutely.
it doesn't happen, and yeah.
This is really one of those games
You
where
gotta take your opportunities.
you can't predict what the disc is going to do. You just have to get there, hope for the best. We saw Lozada clean up the crumbs earlier. Those are the kind of guys you need.
And it's funny, despite so much wind, there's always going to be a huck or two and a pile or two that happens.
Absolutely. Live chat's looking a little quiet. We've got a little Frisbee emoji from recent visitor Florian Meyenberg.
Oh, Flo.
Although he's gone back, he's left Adelaide now, he is forever in our hearts. As the pull goes up, right on that trap sideline, Marty fielding it to Kaon. Kaon looking to Foster on that high side. This is where you want the disc. Back to Kaon, a little bit of give go. Threading the needle here to Eichner. Eichner looking to get it back straight away. They're looking to play through the zone quickly before Titans can really get a mark on.
The Titans look like they're stopping nothing. Like, they're not taking... And we have a violation.
As we have a little visitor running through the field.
All is safe, all is well.
All is well. The disc stays with Foster in the middle of the field as he taps it in. Throws an easy one to Tonkin. Tonkin Mazar. Back to Kaon here. Fakes the scuba. Looks to throw that one to Tonkin. No. Foster, Kaon.
Beautiful fake. That really opens up the
So we're
sideline.
really playing these give goes now. We saw it. We would have seen it in the last game too. Really looking for your chances to work through that zone. Patil back to Foster. Back to Patil. As we see Kaon throws that scuba now to Tonkin.
But there is nobody between him and the goal. Maybe they missed the cone.
There he is.
That was clinical. Force taking every open throw, and when I wasn't there, they were really quick to fake, bounce, go again. So,
Believe
the back there field.
believe that's now 7-3 to Force. Looking to take a commanding lead going into half. As we see the Titans slowly walking back to the line, looking a little dejected, heads down. Not the morale you want when you want to put another one on the board. But they've got super sub Lozada here. Can't see him on the camera, but he is going to that line. As we see if he can inject a little bit of whatever the Titans need right now.
So the Titans obviously missing Middleton. Who else is normally on this team? Because like eight players tonight. Is there any reserves? I think Ryan is actually a reserve.
Yep, I believe Ryan Smith is a reserve.
So who are the 4 players that are missing?
It's a good question. They're certainly missing Captain Middleton. We'd have to take a look at the draft.
Smith stuck on the sideline, wants the around, has to go way back to
Gets it as the swing comes off to Smith. It's a great swing, and we put it back to the low side. Not a great early stall throw, but we get the disc moving. Back to Smith, comes crashing in the cup.
Kevin's pointing.
Lozada pointing for that swing, but that's a difficult throw in these conditions.
Ramadan
might look to throw. Simple one. As we don't see a swing there from Smiths, and he threads the needle through Wade & Count's hands, and Schrader pushes the pace a little bit much, and it's
let him
another.
into the spot there and just come off his hands, unfortunately.
Kaon waves off Roberts, throws that inside to Eichner. Eichner puts one up, and that's a catch and drop celebration.
And that appears like it's half Force taking it, 8-3.
Yeah, Force taking a commanding lead.
I
The
believe they came
Titans.
out on defense as well, so they'll start the half on offense with an 8-3 lead.
Correct. The Titans haven't really found a groove yet in this half.
No, it's been hard going, and I think the wind has definitely been a factor. The defense, the really poachy, junky zone has also been defense. We'll see. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll see, yeah, if the Titans can switch things up a little bit.
See you after the half.
When I went in there, I meant like water bottles, like these sit there, like really. Property. At the end of the season, that's like, yeah, I'll take those 10 cents. Yeah. Because I'm rich. I'm taking that pump.
As we return to the second half of the action, Force have an 8-3 lead at the half. We'll see if Titans come out. Titans come out on defense. We'll see if they can get a turn here and follow it up with a break. Foster catches the pull. Good man.
Tonkin will be happy with that, Coach Tonkin.
Kaon throws it around to Eichner. He's winding up this huck. Holsters it. Throws the inside here to Mitchell. As Kaon really doesn't give much space to work with. And a turn here from Titans. But the all-important factor, can they put in this break?
It's much needed. If they don't now, it's going to make it very difficult later down the track. That's a beautiful initiation cut there from Schrader.
Ramadan hits him with the shimmy. Schrader waves his hands. as he throws up one to Donaldson. Donaldson in the end zone. Looking. No dump here. As he just puts one out to space here. And a turn from, I believe that's Harry Buckland. Keon to pick up.
Opportunities, that's it.
He's really putting his Buckland and Mitchell really having an impact on this game. As we throw to Foster. As Keon doesn't catch this disc, and we could be looking at a throwaway, but it seems like everyone's content to send that one back.
No one's talking about it.
No one's.
But I feel like pick was called as, it looks pretty close to it.
Pick was cold. The disc went up. Foster hits the shimmy. And that's back to Eichner. Eichner threading another inside here. Patil demands the disc back. Eichner to Keon. Really using his legs here. As Patil sets up behind. Keon puts up some swill. And as Jack Donaldson swipes at some empty air. Eichner picks a spot and picks up another goal for Force here.
Those are hard ones to read, especially when they are as blady as that one went up. Like,
certainly,
look at the edge on that one.
The blade and the guts can make it unpredictable. As we see Eichner cash in another goal.
And it takes them to 9-3. So that was the one that Titans had a short field. They had an opportunity. That was the one that kind of went missing for them a little bit. If they get that one, what is it? 8-4. You're kind of coming out. You've got some momentum. You've got the wind as well.
It's definitely a win to cash in a break right after the half, but missed opportunity as we look back on that point for Titans. And from the roster that I've pulled up here, Titans are missing... What Titans missing? Lachlan Earl, Isabel Sorondo, and Samantha McKenzie.
And Gerald. And Canlas. So Gerald Canlas also being away. A few of their middle to lower draft picks, but all guys that are more than comfortable behind the disc.
Lachlan Earl, certainly an impactful player beyond his draft selection. So Ramadan puts it on the high side to Perkins. He's put in a lot of work here. He's put in a lot of work in the offseason. Puts one out to Ramadan as we're pushing further and further back. Ramadan puts up the scuba. That's great execution there. As we have Smith here. Threads an inside through the cup. Ordinance threads another one. Ramadan puts up a shot.
What's the one-on-one?
Tonkin. Donaldson makes the grab over Tonkin. He needs a dump here though. He really needs this dump here. Schrader picks up a very low one. Schrader looking end zone with that big wingspan. Puts it to the middle to Ramadan. Ramadan zings a bullet. As Donaldson scores the goal there.
And this is how you play a red zone offense, right? You find a dump, everyone else, well, no one's moving. I was going to say you space. You find the middle of the field, and you jag hard.
You want to space the field there, but it's almost like they're just playing 2-on-2, just playing catch in that handler space, waiting for something to open up.
But good timing by Donaldson, and a great low zip throw from Ramadan to find him.
And a great grab over Tonkin as well.
Probably had the side that the wind was going to take it if the wind was up. But now that I feel it, there's not heaps of wind right now. If the wind is going anywhere, it's going into the right, kind of towards the city, into the right of your screen probably.
We're seeing a slightly lighter wind now as well. We're not seeing some of the same blistering winds that we saw in the first half.
No. So So probably for me, the Titans probably would just look good just to set up just a match. Right, come down in a hard match. Maybe throw some poachers in there. Maybe throw something out there just to take Force out of some rhythm, because they are just playing with such rhythm and connection at the moment. That's a beautiful pull by Ramadan. That shows you what the wind's not doing. And it looks like he's gonna.
That's almost a perfect S-shaped pull right to the back of the end zone here.
That's a beautiful pull.
And it's an easy out here. But Titans ran down this pull. Kaon puts one up to Eichner. Ramadan chasing it down. As Eichner puts up some pie, but Tonkin Mazar there to clean it up. As he's looking for something, he's looking for anything. Shakes free of the mark, puts one up to Foley. There you go.
1, 2, 3.
Might have been a bit of contact here.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, nah, he had time. That's a good 10 seconds.
Could have called contact somewhere in the middle there.
Is that maybe in slow motion as well? Because that felt like a long 10 seconds to me. I reckon there was definitely a bump on the mark.
There's definitely a bump. Could have been a contact call. Tonkin Mazan, known for his rules knowledge, definitely would have used it to his advantage.
I was going to say unused, or just knowing. Knowing the rules is a good start, obviously.
Yes, that's true.
When you had the disc, I don't know, I find it very difficult to make and use those calls sometimes, but well done.
Marty is a big specimen, though. He might have just not felt the bump, might have just made a call for the heck of it. As he has described himself before, I believe a 6'4", 100 kilogram stupid man. So he might not have felt that contact at all, but plays through it, puts up a shot, and it's 10-4 now to Force.
Does he think he's 6'4"?
It was 6 something.
I feel like 6'4" is maybe, I don't know. That's generous, but he's a big man.
Could have been 6 something else, but I mean the real power move is for Marty to call himself 5'11", so anyone else that claims they're 6 foot just has to bow their head in shame.
You just ain't.
As the pull goes up from Eichner. Ramadan to field. And that's to Ordiners. As Ramadan gets looked off the first time, but gets it. As Schrader bobbles the disc. Eichner comes in to swat it down. Was already out of the field here, but good man to chase down the disc, and could be 3 fantasy points to him if we're counting that one. As Tonkin Mazar to walk over and get that disc. You can see Foster just off screen next to Ramadan, setting up as a dump. Tonkin Mazar puts up pretty open throw there to Eichner, and that's to Roberts here. Needs to look dump. Good. That's to Foster. Foster puts one up to space to Patil. Patil. Back to Eichner in the middle of the field. That's a great throw.
Choice of Foley or Tonkin there. Both beating their players to the open side. Open side?
It's a great throw here.
Did the Force switch?
I believe it was a flick, but it really looks like... Yeah, we can see here that Eichner just steps through. We're seeing maybe a little bit of confusion on the Force, a little bit of lazy marking, and Force players are really taking advantage of that and throwing breaks at will.
It's the continuations that are really impressive from Force tonight. They're getting that first one off and then they're finding that next link, and that is beautifully timed. Beautifully timed, beautifully executed. Which, yeah, you can't stop everything as a defense. And often if you can't stop the first thing, you really don't want the next thing to happen.
Absolutely.
Titans feel like they're just not really taking away anything at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly feels like individual players aren't on the same page.
Could be some miscommunication.
Yeah, it could be some miscommunication. Could be a little bit of that mental starting to crumble a little. They are down a lot and could be starting to affect some of these players adversely. There's a hand up from Ramadan. And the pull goes up from Eichner. Little bit of sit to it, and it's fielded by Perkins to Ramadan. As he puts up an inside to Schrader. He's always got those. As Schrader puts up a shot to Smith here, can he chase this down and stay in the field?
He does. Did he take that one-handed?
We'll
He had a pancake catch in the end, and he's taking it one hand.
We'll have a look.
Just a bit of showbirding from Ryan Smith. That's a beautiful weighted throw. Uses the wind to sit on that edge. Yeah, he's like, what do I want to do? Two hands.
A little one-hand snag there. The one-handed snag, not unfamiliar to every player. Dignam, probably the most notorious, but he's got very safe hands. And Smith cashes in a goal to bring the score to 5-11.
So what's your mindset here from West Beach? What do you think they should really be focusing on? Being 5-11 down, you don't have a captain. Well, not here tonight. The wind isn't doing a whole lot, but this is a very formidable Force team. They're just looking like they're just struggling to generate options. But whether it be defensively, but definitely on offense. What should the mindset be coming down?
I really think the mentality for whether you're 5-11 down or 11-5 up is to just play good Frisbee. If something's not working, make the adjustments. As we see a shot go from Kaon, this one's sitting, and Foley makes the grab, and there might be a call here. He might have grabbed that disc and contacted Smits on the way through.
It looks like intercepted. Strip, and it's a goal.
That's a goal, yeah. It did look like it contacted Smith's arm on the way through, and he accepts the call.
Kaon with the throw there from, was it the brick mark? Basically the brick mark.
More or less, yeah. It's a little floaty, but Foley with a great grab. And yeah, so like I was saying before, I think the mentality is the same, whether it's 5-11 or 11-5. The end goal should always be to play good Frisbee, make good decisions. Execution can sometimes waver, but for a lot of these guys that are going into this outbreak season, we do want to see some positive development, and hopefully this is what the Titans especially are looking at. Looking to just tell the guys, hey, settle down. It's going to be a tough comeback if it's possible, but we just need to play some good Frisbee, carry some good momentum into next week.
We've seen some teams come back from basically the same score this season. Force most notably losing at Universe Point after being up 5, or was it 6? It was 5.
It was notable.
But there is a game, this is a game of you have to score to finish the game.
Absolutely. As Ramadan urgently picks up that pull. Another one to Schrader. Schrader puts up a bullet.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a hug fest happening. We have a bit of a hug fest happening. That is probably the third huck in as many points have connected.
It was in the back of my mind here as we saw the blistering winds settle down a little bit and a slightly.
Duncan. Oh.
Yeah. And that's a put there.
That is.
Yeah, as we see these blistering winds die down and become a little more consistent, teams are going to adjust, and we know this Titans team was drafted to play around Ramadan and select other players that will throw those hucks, notably Schrader, who is always seemingly free under.
Just quietly, look at this line for the Force coming down, which is not on screen at the moment, but you've got Foley, Baddix and Tonkin off. Palais not here, which, if you know this team at all, they are a very young line. Sam Kaon in the back, more than likely handling, but there is some speed, there is some athleticism.
There is some frothing youth on that line, and
definitely, that's a beautiful way to put it. Ramadan with the pull, 6-12 in favour of
Foster
the Force.
looking, could be a bricky. As claps his hands together. It's definitely a Sydney thing, but realizes his mistake, uses the official hand signal, and puts a clenched fist up in the air to signal a break.
Definitely looked like his mind was working 100 miles an hour there.
As we see an early cut here.
He's
We
bringing it
see
in.
very early cuts and a
As in-
slow walk up from Foster.
Hasn't quite found
And
the mark. That's
Roberts
worked
makes
to their
another
advantage.
cut and he's free yet again. As Foster jinks around, gets the disc, throws a nice around to Kaon. Throws it inside to Patil. As Patil puts up a short one, but it is completed. As we see one to Buckland, who's not in. As we see Eichner just hit Donaldson with a... lull him to sleep a little bit and just go back open side, if you can call it open side, for an unmarked thrower.
Worst place on the field to be in a one-on-one at the front cone.
Well, as you say,
No
you don't want
mark.
to give your back to the defender there, but it is, yeah, that island, especially with no mark, is a devastating place to be as a defender. As Force open this lead back up to 7, they lead 13-6.
I was injured for like 3 games.
A little bit of chatting on each of these lines going on.
It was a relatively short point. As most of these points have been relatively short. We are 52 and a half minutes into this game. Yes, it's one-sided and it's 13-6. However, they've moved through some points fairly quickly. Bit of a different style, I think, this game compared to the first time slot in that the winner was, what, 10-9?
Yeah. It's 10-9, thrilling universe point game. We'll leave you to go watch that one.
That being 19 points. They're up to 19 points at the moment and a half an hour earlier.
Yeah.
Big ball from Eichner gets us going again. That doesn't look like it's coming back.
That doesn't look like it's coming back in, and we'll see
it's
what
a
the
sideline.
Titans opt to do. No brick signal here from Ramadan,
So a
or
point to the sideline. Maybe they'll test where it's coming back in.
as we see Ramadan pointing to that opposite end zone front cone.
I think they're agreeing about just past halfway, which for the Titans, fantastic.
Generous, I would say. It's generous to give that much. It did look like it went out quite early, but no arguments here from Titans. As we see a horror, we see Lazada and Baddox kind of butting up each other. Lazada to make this inside cut, Schrader to come get an under. And Ramadan, like I said, Baddox sticks a hand up, lets us know that he made a throw as he's winding up a huck, but
Paddock's
makes a
claiming
good throw to
defense.
Foster. As Eichner sends one. Tonkin Mazar turned his head the other way, and they just weren't really on the same page there. Eichner
It's a
sold.
good option. I think it's just maybe a little bit more air under it, a little bit more time for Marty to locate the disc, because that's hard with running a full pelt.
That's certainly a tough
Right.
throw as well, as
Yeah.
it's coming from one side of your head to the other, behind your head.
Did have the winter sitter on. Unfortunately, just got the edge just a little bit too sharp, and it's gone a bit low. We've got Ramadan. Oh, engaging
Ramadan,
with the
another
field
inside
side.
here to Smits. Smits puts up a short one. As Baddox has the best read on it.
Baddox claiming that D as well. I don't know about that one, but definitely.
Foster with the big
Dado finds
fake
Foley. Foley
to Patil. Patil puts one up. Claimed by Eichner. Eichner sends one here. And So that disc bounces off the hands of, I believe that's Andy Baddix. We have Hamish Mitchell there coming to clean up the scraps.
Yeah. Great heads up play there by Mitchell.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier in the game. Lazada came to clean up some crumbs. That win's going to be unpredictable, and
Yes. Most definitely, which gives the Force a match point coming out in defense. Before we do so, we'd like to just recognize this stream is brought to you and this league is brought to you by our beautiful friends at Peak Performance Centre based in Port Adelaide, currently building in West Lakes. Beautifully individualised strength and conditioning program. They're looking after all of our athletic needs for our upcoming national season. We value their professionalism and what they've done so far. And if you are around the western suburbs at all, please feel free.
yeah,
Drop in. They're expanding. They are an awesome bunch of people.
they're led by a team of experts.
Definitely.
They know what they're doing. They know how to handle the physical and mental side of things, and they've worked with some renowned names in the sporting world. So pull goes up, instantly turns over, and that's a strong blade. Stopped by Schrader. Smith to pick up.
Oh, fuzzy inside.
Side to Donaldson.
He's had a few of those nice insides. Really knifing through.
Donaldson here looking as Foster gets a hand there. Smith here to put up a shot. As we see Smith just fail to chase that down.
Is centimeters.
So we watch this throw here.
That's a relatively difficult throw with the wind pushing that away and down.
Certainly catching it with that trailing right hand as well, as the disc is coming from the flick side, makes it a little bit more difficult. It's a little more prone to bouncing off your hands.
With that said though, Smith threw that from a power break position. That's the time to throw those throws. He was balanced.
Yeah, it was a high side throw. It was a good decision.
Absolutely.
As we see Foster to pick up, marked by Ramadan. Eichner always got the legs to generate unders. And Patil shakes free of his defender. And he looks to an easy dump. And a continuation here to Kaon in the middle of the field. As Kaon hits up and around, but just sits a bit too much. As Ramadan puts up the huck here, Kaon's got the read, and as Perkins apologetically waves a hand.
Just didn't quite come to it. Like the wind was pushing that one down.
Kaon to pick up here. He's feeling himself after that disc, and Eichner again generating unders. Eichner to Roberts. Both very effective deep cutters and generators. Shaky one back to Kaon. And that goes to Foster. As he sends it to Kaon. Holsters. Looks like Tonkin Mazar's very open here. As there is a bit of scramble and it's back to Eichner here. Looks like he's winding up a huck here. And yes, he does. He's putting one up. Roberts to chase it down. There's Roberts.
That is game.
It's a big celebration. Big celebration to close out. Bit of a blowout here.
It became a bit of a blowout. It was close in the early goings. Just a couple of execution errors, and yeah, Force is taking full advantage.
Yeah, that win really challenging even more experienced throwers.
As we look at some of the highlights. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you joining me, Noreen, in the box. That was very fun. The game was a little bit closer, but that's all right. It's another win for the Force, which actually puts them outright top now in the league at 4-1.
Yeah, so it does.
And I believe that separates everyone by a game, if my math is correct. So Riptide coming in second, 3-2.
3-2, I believe.
Flyers in 2.
Flies are 2 and 3 now.
And Titans, unfortunately, now dropping 1 and 4. But What do we got? 4 games left of the season,
Yeah, it's still anyone's league to win.
technically.
Technically, yep. Not always
Titans
the
have a bit
case.
of a mountain to climb, but
Yeah, Titans need to cash in some wins and
Force have
hope.
further to fall, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, they do need to win some wins, get some wins. That wraps up kind of the first week back for 2024. ULTI.TV thanks you. I thank you. Thank you, Bish.
Thank you,
See
Brill.
this week.
Yeah, thank you, Rex Johnson, for your continuous work on giving us a high-quality stream in Super League. And tune in next week to see 2 more, hopefully quality games of Frisbee.
Right now, he's going to have to bid. Just a football.
Huge layout block. Unbelievable stuff on the front corner of the end zone.
Maybe just that boost of energy they needed. Huge swing pass and a great grab there from Spear.
ULTI.TV